Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So just gonna come back again with this Purrfect Days, and this is the Your Purrfect collection. So you've got this beautiful delicate foiling. I don't know if that's going to show on the camera very well, but it's beautifully delicately foiled on both of, well, all of the toppers there. And then you've got the little paw print foiling on here, and then you've got this one which matches this topper here. So just going to make a couple of quick cards with that. So I'm going to bring in a piece of the 6x12 300 GSM cardstock. And the first card I'm going to make is going to be an easel card, but it's not an easel card. It's just a fold over easel rather than the cutting another piece of card to go on top. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Okay, so let's just pop that over. Give that a nice burnish down. Burnish that down there. So there's two types of easels. There's this type where you've got the sort of shortened one, which is how I'm going to do this one today. Or you can cut another piece of card 6x6 and pop that on the top and have a full sort of sheet there. I thought it'd be nice. I haven't done one in a while to do one of these like half easels. So let's bring in the trimmer, and I need to do a full piece of the foiled card for the base because that will be seen. So I'm just going to take 2 notches off each side, and that should go onto there quite nicely. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I'm just going to take another piece of that card, and for this piece here I want a piece that's 3x6, so I'm just going to take 2 notches off that measurement, and that's going to be my gold mat for there, and that should fit on there quite nicely. Lovely. And I'm going to be working with this bigger topper first of all. So I'm going to take this cardstock because we've got the printed image on there, and first of all I'm going to cut a piece for that base, so the bigger piece, and I'm going to do that 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, which means I am going to cut some of this top off. Okay, and then that should fit quite nicely onto our gold mat. And it does. Just going to quickly just swap over my blade. Bear with me 2 seconds. Pop it down here. Yes, I have. So that one lasted quite a long time. I'll have to remember to go finding some more blades now. So let's pop that out of the way. And I just knew that needed changing because it was just a little fuzzy around the edge. So it's going to be fine for this card, but just moving forward, it's going to be better for me just to get that changed. And I think for the top, I'm going to take from the top piece rather than that big bit at the bottom. So again, that's going to be 2 3/4, because remember it's 3 inches that piece, and then 5 3/4. And you should see a difference in the cut. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, I'm just going to check whether I need to just take. I'll just take the tiniest little smidge of that just to tidy that up, and that's just me being really fussy. There we go, and I think that should be right. Done that. Right, so let's just clean that bit up, the fluff. I'm making this worse now. Right, last time, 3rd time lucky. Let's come down a notch. There we go. And I'm going to have to take that a little bit more just because we've taken that piece off. So let's check that still fits nicely on there. It does, but it's just got a bit of a wider margin on it than it would normally have. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. I think partly the problem is I'm not putting as much pressure on because of my poorly finger. Okay, so the glues I'm going to be using, the usual ones. So in this clear container, it's just got a bit stuck on there, is the Clout all-purpose glue, which is the same as the Hunydory construction glue. And then in this smaller one, I've got the Clout tacky glue, which is the same as their sort of PVA. Okay, so those are the glues I use. So let's start with the base of our card. So I'm just going to put my all-purpose and then a little bit of tacky in those corners. It's just the way I like to work with my glues. Just give that a good press down just to make sure it makes good contact with the cardstock underneath. And then again with this one. Okay. And again, just give that a good press down. And it's going to come with the gold. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and just take a little bit extra off this layer. If, like me, you've had to sort of trim it a bit extra, just try and make sure they match. I'm not going to on this occasion because I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Okay, so this one's not all that brilliant either. I wonder if my trimmer needs cleaning instead. Oh, well, we'll sort that in a second before the next card. Okay, and then I'm putting this in with that border along the top as it was on the actual cardstock itself. Again, just giving that a really good press down. And making sure those layers have all stayed where we want them to be. So that's what we've got as it stands at the moment. You can't really see much of the cat, but you've just got that detail of the border there. Okay, so let's pop the largest topper out, which is this huge one with this sort of ginger and black tomcat, or not, might not be a tomcat, might be a female cat. It's just a ginger and black cat. Can't say we've had a ginger and black one. Or if we can, if we have, not one that I've sort of, that we've been attached to, maybe one of the kittens perhaps, but definitely not one of the adults that sort of stayed with us. So I want to make sure this stays within that 6x6 so that we can still use a 6x6 envelope. And I'm not going to go too high on this one. So I'm going to start with these Hunydory strips. So I think it's the same on the top and the bottom. And what I need to do is just put some along the bottom. Don't want to put any over the top because you don't want that to be seen from behind or to produce a sort of stickiness behind. So we'll just go ahead, pop that down and cut that off there. Okay, and then I could take this back off. If I can get my nail under it, not much of a nail on this hand. And then on there as well. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of tacky glue on just to give me that little bit of wiggle room time. Oops. I just pop my hands under there. I think I'm just going to go slightly to the left and we'll pop that down. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment. I can see there's just a little dash of glue there, so I'm just going to smooch that out of the way. And I think I'm going to leave that middle frame out. And I think I'm going to go flat against the back for this cat, so the frame is the only raised piece. And I'm going to use a little bit of colour all purpose, and then I'm just going to pop some tacky glue on just to make sure that stays where we want it to be. So what I'm going to do is just pop that in, and then I know I'm going to get this in the right place. Okay, there's a little press down. And I'm just gently going to ease that out without moving that topper. Okay, so we can save that for another time. So that's where we're at the moment. So now what we need is something to stop this falling forward. So let's have a little look at the sentiments on here. So we've got be you, be unique, you make everything better, or you're perfect. I think I might go with you're perfect. What shall we go with? Be you, be unique. Or we could go with one of my other little ones. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Welcome little one. I don't think we want that. Sorry, let me just get in there. Just see. I think those are all. There's just the brown that's caught my eyes. Feel better soon. Happy anniversary. Sending birthday wishes. Perfect. Now, is that going to show up against that base? I think it will. No, it's a bit dark. Needed to be a lighter. That's a shame because that was perfect. Okay, so let's pop that one away. And then I think we have got some blank ones. We've got some gold, we've got some green and blue. I think those are just loose ones. Yeah, so let's have a look at these on the white cardstock, because we have got the white on there from the card base itself. So you're the best thing that ever happened to me. No, I don't think that one. Or the other thing we can do would be the actual there's a pad, isn't there? Just my type pad. Cheer up, celebrating you. Does that look like that? Does that look a bit like celebrate spelt wrong? Congratulations, thanks. Wish you were here. Okay, bear with me a second. I'm just going to find a sentiment that I like. Okay, so what I've decided to do, I've stolen one of the sentiments out of the little set that I'm going to use tomorrow, and this has got have a wonderful day and that paw print on, so that matches in with the design. And I'm going to put some of these in, so I need to raise this up so that the this top half of the card has something to butt up against, which will stop it falling forward. So just pop that in there. And if I can get the back off. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this just the feet of that cat in between that sort of group of things. So we've still got that little nice collection of things there, but it's also going to keep my card nice and elevated. So let's grab some gold gems. Let's see if I haven't buried them under something else now. No, there they are. Just need, and I do use these quite a lot. These are from AliExpress, just a couple of quid for a load, and I've got 2 packs in there. Okay, so let's decide where we want these to go. So I think we definitely need, just got glue there to get rid of that. I'm going to do 2 on each of those. I'm going to go medium and small. I have to find one the same size, which I think is about there. Yeah. Then small. Just go. Now that glue will dry clear, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And then I'm just going to, I think I'll go 3 on here. So I'm just going to pop on first of all, because I'm going to go with this really big one. There we go. And I'm just keeping it off that base because I don't want it to move those ones I've just stuck on. So really should have done these ones first. And then just going down in size, just graduating those down just for a bit of interest. And this is Matastic, so you could go in, you could stamp on this if you want to. You could add inks to it if you wanted to just stress the edges. Definitely could emboss with it. You know, this, if you've got a nice folder that you love, like even paw prints, something like that, that would really add to this design. But that, let me just hold that up the right way for the camera. And that is that finished card. So that's card number 1. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I thought I'd come in. Again, this is 6x12 for 300 GSM white cardstock. And I thought I'd do a little cutaway card. So again, I'm going to score this at the 6-inch mark. A little burnish down. Okay. And if I bring in my trimmer, I'm just going to decide which is the best side. I think this is better actually. This is just like my cardstock is just slightly whiter on one side than the other. And what I'm going to do is just line this up with 1 inch on the other side, and then just cut up to that 6. And then I'm just going to flip that over, do the same on the other side. Oh, Henry's found his ball. And then I can just come along there to that 1 inch and across to that 5 inch. I should be able to just pop those out. There we go. So that is essentially a little cutaway card. Oh, and I'm going to need that again, so I don't need to pop that down. Okay. So I need to make a mat for the back. So again, we're just going to take those 2 notches off all the way around. That should fit quite nicely onto there. And it does. And then I want a mat for the front, which is going to be 4. So 2 notches under 4. 2 2 notches under 6. And that should fit quite nicely onto that piece there, and it does. So for the panel on the front, I'm going to come in with the foiled card, and it needs to be 3 3/4. So I'm just using that corner, and then it's going to be 5 3/4. And that should fit nicely onto there. So we're keeping that foiled accent on the front. And then instead of using the cardstock again, because on the top sheet, so we've still got 2 nice toppers left over, so it'd be nice to make a card. I've brought in some of that cardstock again from the printed inserts and papers. So this is what I'm going to use for my background. So I'm going to have that pop of green coming down the sides. So this is going to be 5 3/4 square, because this is going onto that back. So let's just check that fits nicely into there, and it does. Okay, so now we can do a little bit of assembly. And I'm going to use that all-purpose glue on there again. A little bit of tacky in the corners. And straight on down. Let's turn that around because it did fit when I cut it, so maybe it's slightly longer on one side. Yeah, it was. Okay, and then for this, it is paper, so with paper I don't like to use the tacky glue on, so I usually just pop my all-purpose and get one of these little tape pens. This is a Crafter's Companion dotty one. Hunydory have released their own rather snazzy looking ones that are refillable. I think I'm going to go... It will go that way. Doesn't seem to be a right or a wrong way. You can have the pattern going either way, but just thought that looks quite nice. So just giving that a good squash down so it makes good contact. There we go. And then I'm just going to give that another burnish. And then we can come in with these, and we can put the toppers on. Oops, went a bit close to the edge then. There we go. That is on. Just pop that up a smidge so that the gold on the top and the bottom is matching. So again, some more of that all-purpose, a little bit of tacky. And just give that a little press down. Happy with that. Okay, so let's bring in the topper that we have, which is this beautiful large square one. And just put that all the way out. We've just separated from all these layers again. Again, I don't know if I'm going to use them all, probably won't. Well, I might use one in a slightly different way, we will see. Okay, so let's have a little fiddle with this. So Have a look. Okay. So I kind of feel like it does need that gold because it's kind of getting a bit lost against that sort of background. Let's just try it. Okay. Okay, so we will have to, I'm going to use that gold just because I kind of feel like there's not enough brightness between those two for that to really shine. Now, I've got a couple of options. I could take a spare piece of that green. Let's just say this piece for example. I could pop that behind there. See, this is just a piece, and then that would really pop. And that might really tie it in with that background. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's get rid of that piece there. And what I'm going to do is just put things on the floor. Just pick that up before Henry comes in. Sorry. Oh, if he hears plastic dropping in like a shot, he loves to chew up plastic. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little line on there and across there. And if I bring my trimmer back, just going to cut in front of that line. And that should fit behind there quite nicely. Just have to trim those little edges off. In fact, I might have a punch that does that for me. Okay. So let's just pop this in. Hopefully it's not going to take more off than we need. And I may even have to take a little more off, but it's going to get us started anyway. Let's have a little look. Almost perfect. So I just take a little bit there. Just go around them all. Now I've got a guideline, I know. Because you're not going to see any of this anyway, it's all going to be hidden behind. Okay, and I don't even think you'll see any of that behind there either. You might see a little bit. What about, we just try. Okay. Right, okay, what I'm going to do is bring my trimmer back, just try and make it as neat as I can on the back. So I don't know if I might abandon this bit, but we will see. So I'm just going to take about 2 notches off that side, about 2 notches off that side, and then if I just check that still fits within there, it does. I can do with taking a bit more off there. Let's see how that is. Okay, now if I bring that punch back, I'll now cut it, and let's see what that looks like on the back. It's a lot tidier, isn't it? So I'm going to go with that. Okay, so that's a long way around to get to this place. Okay, so I'm going to just pop my tacky glue just thinly around the inside, and I'm only doing just a real light touch because I don't want it to sort of spill out into the front onto that paper. But what I'm being wary of is the fact that some of this is going to hang over the edge. So let's pop that on. We'll get it as neat as we can. A little bit of excess glue there, let's just get rid of that. Get that into position. And there we have our piece. It doesn't look too messy on the back. You could still go around that with another framed eye if you've got it, if that's worrying you. But I don't think you're even really going to see it from the back now that we've trimmed it that way. Phew. Okay. So now I've done that, let's get some foam pads. Let me grab these ones, and these ones are quite big squares, so because that's paper I'm going to want a nice little piece of support for it. So I'm just going to pop these all inside on the paper, and I know the paper's not going to show, so I can put it anywhere where the paper is. And I am going to put quite a few, so you might not want to put as many, but I just like to think that it is going to be supported if I have to post that somewhere. And do that. And these are about a 2mm, I think, so not huge. Okay. And this is the highest I'm going to go on this card. I'm going to go a little lower on the topper itself. So these are a little bit sticky, so you can see they're sort of stuck to my hand a little bit. And I find sometimes that happens if they're in a very warm place, which they're in the living room, which is, it does get pretty warm in here because I've had the heating on. I suffer with cold hands, cold feet, you know, so sometimes I just really need to warm up. It drives my sister up the wall, but I'm just constantly cold. And it's partly to do with my thyroid, to be honest, because I am underactive on medication, been on it for years, but it still does affect me. So we'll just get these off. My decorating's got a bit behind as well. I'm about 2 days behind, still haven't sanded yet. I ran out of some stuff yesterday, so hopefully, well, I don't think I'll be doing anything tomorrow because I'm hoping to go and see, or go to the grave, go to see Mum, Nan, because tomorrow is the anniversary that my Nan died. It was about 10 years ago now. This may be the 11th year actually. And I'm just looking on this frame, it does look like it's got this sort of blanket which is the same sort of colours as this, so I'm just matching that up a little bit. I'll pop that on, and then I'm just going to grab some 1mm pads, which I'm hoping is not going to be the small ones. I'm going to grab the packet, sorry, apologies, I hate when it rustles. These are all twos. I did put them all out ready and now I've buried them, you see, so. I'll go with the small ones. It's going to take a bit longer, but well, at least we'll use these up. So, did anybody order the free gift today? It's very different from what they've been doing lately. I love the black foil on it, so I think the colours will really pop. I think this is one of them kits that doesn't look as good on TV as it will look in real life. So I did buy the sort of big kit with the inserts and everything this time. I like the dye, but I just don't think I'm going to use it enough. So for me it wasn't worth it, but it is super nice. And I can see how it'd be useful, especially like that wild, was it Wild at Heart, the decollage kit? That would be, I mean there's quite a few big cats in that, so that would look lovely with those. Even this, I think you could probably get away with a leopard print, this cat kit. When they sort of dropped a clue at the weekend, they said that, you know, it's leopard, and I thought, oh no, going from small cats here with this kit to big cats with a free gift. But oh, it's quite generic butterflies and things, and I think there's a new butterfly kit that launched on Hobby Maker today, so I didn't see it. I haven't really watched a lot of craft today. There wasn't a lot of on YouTube, so usually there's sort of 4 or 5 videos of people that I like that pop up each day, and there wasn't so much today. I did watch Lavinia Stamps, Joe Rice I think it is. I love her. I love that little she's got some like bottle masks. They were really cool, and she did a lovely fish tank one. So I did enjoy watching that, because my nephew, well, he got it from us really. He collects fish. He's got quite a few tanks, and sort of breeds them a little bit, just for a hobby more than anything, you know. So I think, oh, he would probably like something like that. I haven't been doing much stamping lately, so. But yeah, I do like watching Joe. Well, there's quite a few people on YouTube actually that I do enjoy watching. It's like, but a lot of them are American now that I watch. There's not so many English ones. I need to sort of widen my watching. Right, so I think I'm going to pop this on this edge here. At the bottom I've used that BUB Unique. And then we want some gems, so shall we go with some glittery ones on this one? We could go with any colour because we've got the artist palette there, but I'm going to use these gold ones. So I'm going to pop one. Don't know if I want to do random. Okay, so I'm going to do random. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I don't need my picky uppy tools. So we'll go with a large one there. The sticky's already coming off that one, so. Right. And there. It's going to have to be another one the same size. And I'm going to pop 2. And again, I think I'll go with the larger one there, smaller one. Come on now, play the game. There. I think I do need maybe one in each. Over here, maybe just randomly again, but I'm going to go with smaller ones on this, so no big ones, just some of these sort of medium sized ones, if I can pick it up. There we go, gotcha. There we go. Okay, So that is that finished little cutaway card. If you wanted to, what you could do is just cut a little gold mat and then put some of the insert in there, or you could just go ahead and mat that onto the back. And then I'm just going to bring our little half easel card in, and obviously with that one you could either put a half insert in there, or again pop it on the back. What I would say is just if you are going to be matting it onto gold, or matting it onto the back, just make sure you squash your glue down really well, just so that you don't get any lumps of glue which makes it hard to write on them. Okay, so that's it for today. So we've got one more day with the actual topper sheets itself, and then I want to have a little play with the little book, maybe a couple of ideas for that, and then hopefully by then the new kit will come, the members free gift, and we can have a play with that one. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you are enjoying this kit. I do kind of like it, although like I said on my first video I'm not really a cat person, but I do like the foiling on this. It is really delicate, and it's not too cute, you know, it's quite real, so I quite like it. But until next time, happy crafting, bye.